Coming up on Dig It.
It's no good saying, oh, give women a platform, give them all the opportunities and then tear them down straight away. That is not the point. You are missing the point here. Everywhere I've been, people have been kind. Okay, go already.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's stupid.
Oh, it's not stupid, darling. The thing is, I know Claude gets really nervous. You look at her and think, of course she's really, really confident. She's told me a couple of times how nerve-wracking she finds it, hosting Strictly. All of that right after this. Dig It is sponsored by Panda London.
Zoe, the last time that we talked, you mentioned that you actually came close to booking a hotel room with aircon because it was so hot in your bedroom at night you were going to move into a hotel. How are things now? How's it going lately? Because it's not got any cooler.
I can tell you that I have not checked into a hotel, but I have been trying out Panda London's bedding. They sent me a really light summer duvet, which is amazing. And I've tried their new sheets. That are quite silky. They do things really differently. They create premium luxury bedding with bamboo at the heart of everything, Joe.
Yes, because of course bamboo is perfect for hot nights. It's thermoregulating, so it reacts to your body temperature. And it's breathable, helping increase airflow and ultimately keeping you feeling fresh.
It's also incredibly soft. It's gentle on the skin, naturally antibacterial and hypoallergenic. So all of that makes it heatwave friendly right through the summer.
Plus, bamboo is one of the world's most eco-friendly resources, making it a more sustainable choice for better bedtimes.
Head to pandalondon.com and spend over £50 to get a free bamboo eye mask with your order using code DIGIT.
Yeah, that is pandalondon.com using code DIGIT, D-I-G-I-T.
Dig It is sponsored by Costa Coffee at home.
Now, Zoe, are you one of those coffee before anybody speaks to you in the morning person? Just that kind of, do not come near me until I've had my coffee.
Absolutely, Joe. Ideally with a mug in hand, a little piece of quiet in the garden, then I'm ready to go.
Good news. Costa's new everyday instant coffee makes that very, very easy. It's the same great Costa taste that you can expect from your local coffee shop, but enjoyed in your own mug at home.
It's available in 3 blends: smooth, intense and decaf. So whether you like something mellow, something stronger, or you're avoiding caffeine, there's an option for you.
And it's inspired by Costa's famous Mocha Italia taste with a rich aroma and silky texture.
The sort of thing that makes an ordinary morning feel a bit more special.
Exactly.
Look out for Costa's new at-home everyday instant coffee in selected large format supermarkets across the UK, subject to availability. Hello, diggers. Welcome to Dig It and welcome back, Joe. Lovely friend. We have missed you. Just want to say we have had so many messages of support from our wonderful Dig It community. And I thought we'd start by reading you this message from Natalie. Just a little example of the love coming your way. Just wanted to send all my love to Joe and her family. Thank you so much talking about your dad. End of life care for those we love still isn't talked about as much as it should be. Joe's kindness in sharing helps us all. And that is just one of so many messages. So thank you, diggers, for all your incredible empathy and support. And Joe, my lovely friend, it's so good to see you. How are you, darling girl?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm holding it together, I think. Yeah, thank you. Everybody I mean, Zoe, you've been through this before, so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's a weird time of our lives, isn't it? And when something like this happens, it's stuff that you've never dealt with before, and it's a massive learning curve. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so unbelievably kind on so many different levels. So whether it's, I had to do a gig, like Dad died on the Tuesday morning. Gosh, you lose sense of time as well. On the Tuesday morning, I had a gig on Friday, and it was at Melbourne Hall, and it was a 90s anthem show. And so I I didn't even think about cancelling it because it was a job that I had to do. And my dad was always about making people happy. So my first thought was, I don't want to let people down. So I've got to go out there and I've got to make people happy, honour his wishes. That's exactly what he was all about. So I needed to get out there and I needed to do the show. But when I walked out on stage, it was actually quite overwhelming. It's strange. When you go back to work, you feel quite vulnerable, you feel quite small, and all you want to do is be in a room on your own, not talking to anybody. So you feel a little bit fragile, and walking out onto a stage is like, whoa. But the crowd were amazing and they were so lovely. And I didn't think that they knew what had happened to me. So that wasn't part of it, except there was one person in the audience and she had a sign and it said #1 digger. And she was at the back of the crowd to start off with. And I clocked her and I kind of waved and blew her a kiss. And then she worked her way all the way down through the gig until by the end, she was right at the very front and she held this sign up the whole way. And it was amazingly comforting. It was just such a sweet thing to do. And I really focused on it and I really fixed on that and it helped me a lot. And then afterwards, when I posted a photograph of the show, I had so many comments from people saying we were there in the crowd and we were rooting for you and we were sending all our love and support and thank you for turning up and doing the show. So thank you to all the people who were there. And I had no idea that you knew what had been going on and I'm really grateful. But everywhere I've been, people have been kind. I'm going to go already.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's stupid.
Oh, it's not stupid, darling. It's huge.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? So the day after Dad died, I went to into town, and we live in a small town. And I just thought, I'm not going to, no eye contact. No one will know what's going on. And for some reason, I thought they wouldn't know. And I went to my local supermarket and I bought my stuff that I needed to get and I was checking out and I was just about to pay and I got a tap on my shoulder. And it was one of the women who works there. And she got this massive bouquet of agapanthus and she went, this is for your dad, because everyone knows him where we live. He was a legend. And I was like, oh no, thank you so much. And it meant the world that everywhere I went, there were people. I went to the dentist and they came in and said, on behalf of the practice, we want to send our condolences. And it's so nice, people just acknowledging what's going on and being kind and respectful. That respect means the world. And also what has really, really helped and I think has been comforting for me and for Mum and for Francis and for my kids, and the memories. People have sent so many cards and the comments on Instagram and Facebook everywhere, people just sharing their stories and how they remember my dad and their encounters. And I bet you got that with your mum, Zoe, just knowing what he meant to so many people, to people that I went to school with when we were like 7, 8, 9, their memories of my dad then. And they all just say how much they loved him. He was an absolute joker. I mean, he lived to make people laugh. He lived to make people happy. He lived to be kind to people and make their lives better. And they've all got stories about how he'd wind down the window and he'd joke with them about this, that or the other. Memories of the mums at my kids' school gates. Someone said we had so many hysterical moments at the school gates and he made those years a pleasure. We all look forward to seeing Martin at the school gates. And I was like, oh my God. And I think they were the happiest times of his life as well. He just loved laughing. He loved making people laugh. And to know that he had that impact on other people, what an amazing legacy,
It's quite incredible, isn't it? And isn't it sad that you kind of it's like with my mum and like you with your dad, you know how amazing they are and you know how wonderful they are and you know they've had this incredible effect. But it's only sort of after that you just realise the enormity of their being and how wonderful they were, not just to you and your family, but to all these other people around. And
the ripple effect.
It does give the ripple effect.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it does give you joy and strength. And it does make you sort of smile with your whole heart to know but they were so loved by everyone. It's quite just to see how far that love spread and how much joy they gave to other people.
It makes me so proud of him. He would have had no idea, absolutely no idea. His self-esteem was quite small, and that's I think why he put on this front all the time, wanted to make people joke and laugh. There wasn't a lot of joy and laughter in his life when he was younger, and he had You know,
Yeah.
I've said before that his family were tiny and he felt very abandoned. So the fact that he's then gone on to make so many other people's lives richer and happier and full of laughter and full of jokes is a wonderful thing. And I hope to God he knows somehow.
Oh, he will. He knows. And that wonderful love and
Yeah.
energy
Yeah.
of them stays with you.
I wanted to say that I was I went to Latitude, and it's extraordinary. Just going to festivals, you feel quite guilty going away and having fun, but actually it's quite a release to go and dance and sing. And
Yeah.
the kids needed to get away, and you don't really know what to do with yourself when someone's gone. For the in between days, we've talked. So you've sent me lovely messages about the in between days before the funeral, and you don't know what to do with yourself. And that's what these people at the festivals, they were like, I just thought we might as well come along because why not?
Yeah.
And that's, life carries on. So you do have to carry on enjoying yourself. But also funerals, blimey,
Absolutely.
Zoe, there is so much to do.
God.
Oh my God.
It's so much. Our fantastic, I think he's an exec producer, Jonathan. Jonathan called it sadmin. There is
Yeah.
so much sadmin. The stuff that you've got to do to organise funerals, and you're having someone kind of guide you or tell you, because you're like, oh God, I don't even know. Where do you even
Yeah.
begin? All the pieces of paper and all the things like choosing music and getting photographs and who's going to speak and where's it going to be and stuff. How's it all going with?
This has been my life. This has been my life for the last week. And you're suddenly hit with the realization, oh, I'm a grown up now. This is grown up stuff that I've got to do. So I've got to go and get the death certificate. And we need to decide on the music. We have to go to a funeral director's. I've never been to a funeral director's before. In my head, they were gloomy, dark, scary places that I never, gave me the heebie-jeebies. The reality, they are the loveliest, kindest people who are just so welcoming. And you cling on to their every word of advice because they know what they're doing. They're the professionals. The vicar, the canon, Andrea, who's helping us through, meeting up with her, with my mum and talking through everything. You just take their advice and you are so grateful for everything they've got to share with you. And they guide you through putting the order of service together and all the things that you need to do. So we're getting there, but trying to find a decent photograph of my dad where he's not pulling a face or not hugging someone or being gripped by somebody or in fancy dress. It's impossible. It's been driving us mad trying to get the right photograph. So that's been the biggest challenge in trying to agree on it, and my poor mum is bombarded with love. That's what she's having at the moment. She's having a love bombardment. So there are people calling by, dropping off cake, food, flowers, cards, sympathy, love. And for her to try and navigate this, we're just doing it together. We're just trying to put everything together. Trying to find music, deciding on all that kind of stuff. That's really hard.
It is really tricky. It's like capturing the spirit and giving everyone a chance to cry.
Yeah.
I think is key. You need that chance to have think about the memories and have a cry at a funeral. I think it's giving everyone that time to cry. I think is really important. Actually.
That's what the vicar was saying. She was saying in other cultures, they are much more free with their emotions, whereas the British tend to be much more stiff upper lip and try and contain everything. Yeah. And actually, you've lost your dad, your granddad, your husband. So it's fine to express that with the emotion, which I'm sure we'll do. The funeral is this coming Friday. So I feel like that's looming large at the moment, just trying to just cope with that and decide on speaking. I feel under such pressure to speak because he was my dad, because I'm a broadcaster, because I want to lead by example. My mum's not going to speak. The children all want to speak. But at the same time, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do that. I've talked before about my amazing ability to cry. So it's like, oh God, should I make myself do this? Should I not make myself do this? I don't know what other diggers have done, what your experiences have been. I'd be so interested to know.
What are your experiences?
It's a really, really difficult one to navigate. Did you?
I did speak at Mum's, but it was, I have to say, I did it next to my brother, which was great. So if you do speak, I'd have Steve next to you.
Yeah, I will.
But do you know who I had? My mum's amazing friends, Derek and Chris, spoke so from the heart, and they were both amazing. And they were so moving. They really captured these great stories about my mum. But the stars really were Woody and Nell. They spoke. And I mean, that made me, I was so proud of them both because they spoke so eloquently and straight from the heart, and I think she would have been so proud of them. And I realised that actually they really were the special ones.
And also when they've been poorly, like with your mum being poorly and my dad being so poorly and not himself for quite a long time, it's hard to then put yourself back to the memories of the good times and the person they were, and talk about that when the most recent memories you have is of them not being themselves and of being ill. And it's a massive head fuck is what it is. I'm just going to say that.
Exactly what it is,
It's
darling.
a massive head fuck, because you're like, oh my God, there was that version of dad, that's that version of dad. And how do I convey all of this?
I keep thinking of you, and I don't know, and like all our diggers as well, I think just knowing you have Steve and your kids and you're such a beautiful, strong family, and that you can be there for your mum. And I know you're saying your mum's being really strong and stoic.
Very much.
But you know what? I think of her because there will come a point when it will be really hard for her. And I think it's that thing, isn't it? A certain generation as well going through this bit. It's just such a strange time. It really is. And my heart totally goes out to all of you.
Thank you so much. You've been amazing. No, you've been, honestly, I'm so grateful for your empathy and your love, constantly just checking in with me, as lots and lots of my other friends have done. But I know the star of the funeral is absolutely, without a doubt, going to be my sister. So Frances, I know, will have something to say. There will be no stopping her. Like the funeral's at the church where we got married. And when we got married, she literally pushed past between Steve and I and just went and sat right in front of us between the vicar and us when we got married and did our vows. And I'm fairly confident she's probably going to do the same. And when people start talking about dad, she'll want to talk about, I love my dad. That's all it will take, but she'll be the star of the show, I'm sure.
Oh, darling. Well, listen, we hold you in our hearts.
Thank you.
And we'll be thinking about you and your amazing dad. And
Martin Wiley, the legend, the absolute legend that
Martin
he
Wiley,
is and always
legend.
has been.
What an absolute cracker of a chap. He
was.
Sounds so amazing. And I hope that love just keeps coming your way. And we'll be thinking of you, holding you tight in our hearts.
Thanks, so.
This episode is brought to you by the new L'Oreal Paris True Match Hyaluron Tinted Balm.
Zoe, you are looking really, really good at the moment. What's been going on? Have you got some new things in your makeup bag?
Oh, thanks, honey. Do you know what? I feel like I'm on a bit of a foundation journey at the moment. You know me, new one comes out, I try it, and I've really struggled to find one that works for me the way they used to. I think it's like accepting your skin's changed. You know, when you want something that finally feels like your own skin, something quite light that gives coverage without that heavy foundation feel.
That's all we want, isn't it? It's just what I just want to look like I looked 30 years ago, probably. But yeah, something really, really natural. So what have you found? I need to know.
Well, I am liking the L'Oreal Paris True Match Hyaluron Tinted Balm. It's all about enhancing what you've got rather than just covering, and it feels like a whole new era of foundation.
Okay, so how's it different to everything else that we've tried?
Well, it's got this gorgeous melting balm texture, which I'm showing you here, which glides onto your skin. Look, you get a little pad here, that goes on. You've got a little mirror.
Okay.
And it gives you a breathable, natural finish. Look, I'm showing you that on the back of my hand there.
Okay, I'm up for this.
And it's 80% skincare in your shade to help hydrate your skin, support the skin barrier, and minimise the appearance of fine lines, all while giving you beautiful, natural looking coverage.
If you're ready to give your foundation routine an upgrade, discover your perfect shade of the new L'Oreal Paris True Match Hyaluron Tinted Balm online or at your nearest Boots or Superdrug counter. If you're enjoying Dig It, don't forget to hit follow or subscribe.
And we'd love to hear what you think of the podcast. To be in with a chance of winning £100 worth of Dig It merchandise, it's really cool, simply fill in our audience survey. You'll find the link in the show notes, pinned on our Instagram and on our Substack.
We would love to hear from you.
Joe, I don't know if you've seen the news that Ariana Grande has decided to step back from public life for a little bit after her tour finishes. She's on tour at the moment. There's been some amazing footage of her on tour. And she was going to be starring in Sunday in the Park with George.
That's right.
In London at the Barbican next year with the wonderful Jonathan Bailey, who she starred in Wicked with. And there'd been some chat about whether that was going to happen or not. And her people have put out a statement this weekend just saying that she is actually going to step back at the end of her tour because she has been under so much public scrutiny.
Yeah.
And it just sort of makes you hold your heart for her a little bit, because if you think, she started so young, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she had that terrible loss up at her concert in Manchester.
Of course. People forget that.
Which was just for the audience and the families of those who were lost and for her to recover from. And it was one of those things at that time thinking, will she be ever able to come back from this? And it shows how strong humans can be. But I guess since she did the Wicked tour, her and Cynthia Erivo, I mean, they were just in the papers every single day, and people were like, putting them apart and what's their relationship really like and stuff like this. And then recently, there's been a lot of comment on her appearance because, people are saying she's very, very tiny. And so, of course, everyone has an opinion on that. And, there've been comparisons to other people before, and a lot of that is laid at her door. And you just cannot imagine. I mean, we're in the public eye, nowhere near that level. And, we talk about it quite a lot on the pod, don't we? The scrutiny that people can be under in the public eye, especially women. And I'm really not surprised she's taking this step back. It's like,
what is it about human nature? Because I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't looked at pictures of Ariana and commented and said, I hope she's okay. She is tiny, and been fascinated by that whole tour that she did with Cynthia Erivo, the promotional tour. I think everybody looked at everything that was going on and speculated. So I think we're all guilty, but there is this endless fascination that we have with people. And it's really unpleasant. It's an unpleasant facet of human nature.
It's like public voyeurism, isn't it? It's terrible,
really.
I know,
it's so distasteful. It's really awful.
It is so distasteful. And you can't really give anyone else a hard time about doing it because we're all guilty of it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. But when anybody does anything, like with Claudia doing her chat show and the intense amount of scrutiny that she had to go through for the very first show. Everyone's just like, is it going to be any good? Is it going to bomb? What's it going to be? Is it going to be a success? We're going to like it. We're going to hate it. And there is this kind of, this frenzied attack. As soon as somebody does something, people just want to pull it apart. How often do people do things and everyone goes, hooray, it's amazing. That was wonderful. People just seem to want to find fault in stuff. So the fact that Claudia came out and she just went, do you know what? I did that. I didn't feel comfortable with it. I was really nervous. I don't want to do that again. I applaud that so much. Yeah, brilliant. Good on her for just going, didn't work, not doing it anymore. I think that is wonderfully refreshing. Thank goodness for her.
It is wonderfully refreshing. The only thing that makes me a little bit sad, because the thing is, I know Claude gets really nervous, and you would never believe it because she's so fantastic. I feel like she is so unique.
Absolutely.
That girl, she is hilarious. She's so talented, and she makes it look so easy. And I know she's told me a couple of times how nerve-wracking she finds it, hosting Strictly, and you seeing how brilliant Traitors is. So you look at her and think, of course, she's really, really confident. And the only thing that breaks my heart a little bit there is Graham Norton wasn't amazing when he started out.
No.
That took years. You hone your craft. You're given a chance. But of course, Graham started before social media. Yeah. And Alan Carr, again, brilliant chat show. Jonathan Ross. If you watch the very early Jonathan Ross shows, he was given a chance to bed in. And the only thing that makes me sad about the Claude thing is that the scrutiny, I wonder whether if it hadn't been so bad, whether she would have carried on or whether it was just the nerves and she thought, actually, I don't really want to do this. But surely we should give people a little bit more time.
Absolutely.
I think that's the problem, isn't it? Everyone's an armchair critic now. And so there's that instant... it's a bit like Waldorf and Statler in the Muppet Show. It's like that instant kind of boo hiss or hooray. Yeah. And I wish everyone had backed off a bit and just given her a chance, because I reckon another series, they take a while, these things.
Exactly. You work out, you do a new show and you have to work out what features work, what doesn't work. And then you go, all right, next series, we won't do that because that obviously It just didn't work. And you don't know until you've tried something. And then you adjust and then you make it great. So no, you're absolutely right. If there wasn't the scrutiny, then maybe she would have felt confident enough to do it. And it would have been great. There is no doubt within my mind that she would not have been a great chat show host. She's, as you say, so funny, so witty, and she can easily do a chat show. But
and she's such a people person as well, you know, and her responses to people. But again, great for her to say, I don't need this. I don't need this. I've got Traitors. I've got the lovely piano show. You know, she's got all sorts going on. And she's a mum and she's owned it and gone, do you know what? No, thank you very much. I'm not going to do that. I'm seeing the same for Holly Willoughby at the moment as well. Holly's come back, you know, with her own show on YouTube.
Tell me about it, because I've been in a bubble and I'm not aware of much that's going on.
She's owning her own show. She's doing it on YouTube, which loads of people do now. You know, you don't necessarily need a channel. A lot of the channels haven't got any money to make shows these days. I know there's cutbacks on all channels, left, right and centre. I mean, they're not going to make Celebrity Mastermind anymore. What? I wonder if they've run out of celebrities. But
they obviously didn't ask us, did they?
No, they didn't ask us. I don't know what would your specialist subject be?
Doctor Who. What would yours be?
Fantastic. Mine would be, could I do it just on Grease too? No, I think mine would be on Yacht Rock. Yacht Rock, definitely Yacht Rock. I don't think I'd ever do it. I'd be too scared.
Oh, God, no.
But so I know that there are channels cutting back left, right and centre. There's not a lot of money in certain sort of fields, light entertainment, you know, there's less and less light entertainment shows. So, you know, Holly's owned it here. She's doing her own thing on YouTube. And oh my goodness, there's a lot of positivity, can I just say, for Holly. And she, again, has been through a lot, you know. I mean, she had that terrible situation with that guy who was threatening to kill her.
Oh my God,
even
imagine living through that,
how terrifying that would have been for her. But she's built up her confidence and her strength. And she spent loads of time with her family, and she's come back and she's doing the show on YouTube. And all I read is the horrible negativity about it all. It's like, oh, it's only had 41,000 views. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. It's a new show. Give her a chance.
Yeah.
She's doing this on her terms. You know, she's doing what she enjoys. She's chatting to great people. I've seen some clips with her and Catherine Ryan being hilarious, her and Stanley Tucci. So, you know, give her a chance, people.
People are so mean, because she was the golden girl for so long. She was, you know, the nation's sweetheart. Absolutely everybody loved her and she could do no wrong. And then just one tiny thing and then it's like, right, she's next, and they just take her down and don't give her a chance. And that is really cruel, really harsh. And to be that person in that situation, how hard must that be to get up every day and just think, right, where do I go from here? How do I pick myself up? How do I move forward? How do I live out the rest of my life and have a great career? So yeah, the strength that she's shown is remarkable.
And I know lots of people will watch it and do love Holly and will really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's no good saying give women a platform, give them all the opportunities and then tear them down straight away. That is not the point. You are missing the point here. Support them, nurture them, let them thrive, let them, you know, fail a little bit and then succeed brilliantly.
Be proud of them.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, Claude, we love you.
And Holly, both of you.
Keep being brilliant, being the brilliant, brave women that you are, and taking those chances.
Welcome back. So this week, one thing that I have been doing is coming out, and when I've had a little bit of time is going out into the garden and
good therapy.
Weeping a little bit at the death in the garden as well as at home, obviously. Sorry, dark humour. Because there's everything.
Gallows humour, it gets you through, Joe.
Everything's struggling with the lack of water, but also the things that are thriving are bringing such joy. So I'm cutting the flowers, I'm bringing them into the house. We've got Michael Griffiths, who's one of our regulars on the show, and he's here to tell us about. This is something I have never ever understood. It's a phrase that I've seen and I'm like, I don't know quite what this means. So semi-hardwood rose cuttings. Michael, take it away.
Hey Joe and Zoe, did you know if you're not taking rose cuttings right now, you're missing the best window of the whole year, the cutting sweet spot, the semi-ripe stage. Soft enough to root quickly and firm enough not to rot before it does.
Starting at the top, we have the really bendy softwood. We don't want that. As I move down, I get a piece that's not rock hard, but nowhere near as bendy. Now I found my semi, I'm going to cut on an angle above a bud. I'm going to move down 4 to 6 inches and make another cut at a 90-degree angle below a bud, so I'll always know which is the top and bottom. bottom. Make a 50-50 mix of compost and grit and take all the leaves off the cutting, sparing just the two at the top and cutting those in half. Place them around the edge of the pot, give them a spray with water and cover them with a see-through plastic bag to maintain humidity.
This is great. So that you can get roses from your roses effectively,
Yeah.
and you can gift roses from your beautiful roses to other people, which is actually a lovely idea for a gift.
It is.
You see, now I've got is it an Olivia rose?
Olivia, David Austin rose. Olivia's
Yeah,
beautiful,
David
isn't
Austin.
it?
And
It's-
it is so beautiful, and it just keeps giving roses and roses and roses. And I was thinking I might get another one because there's a couple of gaps, and
Yeah.
there's not many gaps, but the roses seem to do okay. They seem to be coping with the weather, and there's so many plants in my garden that will have to go like the hydrangeas. They're just
Yeah.
not going to survive. But I was thinking, maybe I should do that with my roses. Saves you a fortune.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this.
That's something I've never
Michael.
ever thought about. Like I said, I never understood what it really was, but I've never thought about doing that before. So that's very interesting. Two roses, I think the Olivia rose is amazing. How's your Lark Ascending doing?
My Larka's sending. Do you know what? You sent that for my mum, and it's on the back step in a pot, and it's gonna go in the ground next year because I just want it to be in the healthiest position ever. But there have been 6 beautiful buds, and I have walked out every day, and it's made me think of my mum, and it was her birthday this weekend. But also, it's just made me think of your dad as well. Just like you gave me that rose, you bought that for me. It's such a lovely thing to do, and then I just look at it and I smile because it's such a gorgeous colour. It's very kind of those lovely orangey apricot colours. That's sort of a real my mum colour, and it's so beautiful. It's just every time I walk past it, I think of your dad as well.
Oh, thank you.
I love it. So that's a good one to share as well.
I think Lark
Right.
Ascending is a really amazing rose. But mine has just kept coming back and has been so floriferous, I think they say on Gardener's World. I've had loads of
They
flowers.
do say that.
They do.
Well done for saying it.
Yeah.
I can never say it. Floriferous.
I can't either.
Floriferous.
No, and the Dig It team sent me these 2 trees, like tiny trees intertwined for me to plant for my dad. So that's absolutely what I'm going to do. Put that in the garden somewhere. And it was just the nicest gift ever because it will live on. And I will think of my dad when eventually the cherries come out on those trees. So thank you very much indeed for that. It was hugely appreciated. The gift of trees is a wonderful thing. And they don't have to be massive, great, big, expensive trees. They can be tiny trees that you then watch grow and flourish. So I appreciate that. Michael, thank you very much. For more tips, you can follow Michael on Instagram. He's brilliant. We love him. He's one of our team. It's at the Michael Griffiths, and also he's got a new book out which is called The Easy Garden, which sounds perfect, and it's in all good bookshops, of course. So Michael Griffiths and Easy Garden.
Time for a bit of crate digging. And this week's crate digging is all about songs to boost your mood. Joe, it's a strange time for you at the moment. So are there tunes that you can listen to that will lift your mood? Or
I was up very late last night trying to put together a playlist we're going to the pub after the funeral. My dad's second home was the village pub. I grew up literally, in the pub. So we're going back there, and I was doing playlists for the music. The music is obviously incredibly important. We've had loads of karaoke nights in the pub, and Dad was always there on the microphone. He loved singing so much. In another life, he would have been on stage. He would have been in a band. He would have been an entertainer. But just going through trying to find some of his favourite songs. So Elbow, of course, One Day Like This. Dido, White Flag. He absolutely loved that song. We had so many strange coincidences when he was entering the end of his life. Just bizarre things kept happening for about 3 days. One of them being Jude he lives in South East London and in a block of flats, and someone had their windows wide open and they were playing at full volume Dido's album White Flag. And Dido, my dad was obsessed by Dido. He named his cat Dido. And the fact that Jude was sitting in his room knowing that Grandad was about to pass away and Dido White Flag was blaring out into this South London estate was really spooky. The same day Coco she was in Belgium on a holiday. She went to stay in a hotel. They arrived there. It was called St. Martin's. My dad's name is Martin. The kids were playing Scrabble. They were playing Scrabble, and India sent me a photograph of the board, and there was just the word Martin, and then she hadn't realised above it someone else had put the word adieu, so it said adieu Martin. Literally the day he died. So all these weird things happened. But I was putting the playlist together, and then I started to go down a spiral. I went to Perry Como because my dad loved Perry Como, and Francis is obsessed with Perry Como, and the soundtrack to our long nights when Francis couldn't sleep until 3 or 4 in the morning, and Perry Como's Magic Moments used to just go on throughout the night. So that is something that I find very comforting, and it really makes me think of my dad. And then Danny Kaye, I just started to go, I was like, shall I add some Danny Kaye to the playlist? Well, I could do Thumbelina, or then I could do The King's New Clothes, and I just wanted to put the entire works of Hans Christian Andersen and Danny Kaye on this dad's playlist. But they're wonderfully nostalgic and evocative songs. But it's grief does weird things to you and makes you, the music you associate with certain people is a very powerful and special thing.
It really is, isn't it? And there's songs that you hear and you just always think of them, and that's quite joyous.
Yeah. What's your mum's song? What makes you think of your mum?
I mean, she used to sing the Sky Boat song to all of us when we were little, so that, is it always reminds me of her. But yeah, just big songs that she loved singing, like Good Vibrations and all her favourites. And there's lots of songs that my mum loved that made me cry, actually. So I just tried. But she loved singing and dancing, and she was just, this weekend it was Pride in Brighton. And,
wow.
I'm just watching I didn't get down there, but I know my mate Darren and loads of my friends went to see Diana Ross. And just watching Diana Ross I've watched all the footage of her in the most phenomenal dresses and huge big cloaks on that stage singing "I'm Coming Out" to the whole crowd at Pride in Brighton. Bravo Brighton for putting on another phenomenal Pride this weekend. The atmosphere in the city has been fantastic. Ray played, oh gosh, so good. And Nick Cave did an amazing gig on Friday night that lots of my friends were at, and everybody said it was really emotional. Lots of tears, lots of joy. What an incredible performance he put on. And Kylie appeared as well.
Yeah.
So some of those tunes have been my soundtrack to the weekend.
Yeah. I went to see
songs.
I went going to Latitude and going to Wilderness and going to see some live bands. And when you're hurting so badly inside and you're just so in such a weird place, really, really weird place. But then going to see someone do a live performance, we just went crazy. We went absolutely wild. Me and all the kids and my friends. We went to see Self-Esteem, and that performance was just off the scale. I mean, she always is, but for some reason, those songs spoke more deeply to us. And we danced and we sang as loudly as we could, and it felt really, really good. And then David Gray was playing, and I thought I was going to lose it because a lot of his songs are so emotional. This Year's Love, I thought, oh my God, I can't bear to hear this song. But actually it was really soothing and really healing. And then we went to see Flaming Lips, who are just the most spectacular riot of bonkers, brilliant music. And singing along to Do You Realise was just... It was bittersweet and it was wonderful. And there were, giant balloons, and there were rainbows, and there was rainbow lasers and everything going on, confetti all over the place. And it was literally like going to heaven. I felt like I died and gone to heaven. I had a glimpse of it. And it was very, very soothing. And I think we've talked before about how good music is for the soul and how good raving is for your mental health. So I think sometimes when you're in a really dark place or you're feeling a little bit wobbly, a little bit anxious, to go out and to be with a whole bunch of other people, whether they're male or female or your mates or strangers, it does you the world of good sometimes. It just boosts your mood and gets you through a tricky point. So the power of music cannot be underestimated, I think.
Oh, that's incredible. It's interesting. I think someone was saying that Wayne Coyne has recently lost his brother, and he dedicated Do You Realise to him down in Brighton in Preston Park on Friday. And when you listen to the lyrics of that song, it sort of really is quite poignant as well.
Yeah. Do you realise that everyone you know will die is the line, isn't it?
Will die. I know. And you're like, the inevitability of life and loves and loss. And we sort of come full circle on our little pod this week. Jo, can I just say it's been so lovely to see you. I've been thinking about you all the time, my darling girl. And sending you loads of love for Friday. We'll be thinking of you.
Thank you. Okay, lots of love. Diggers. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Diggers, for everything. Honestly, you mean the world. I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Dig It is a Persephonica production.